I'm not sure that you can describe it without being here, honestly. It's amazing. From the Sea of Cortez to the Pacific. We did the whale trip, which was absolutely incredible. National Geographic type incredible. It's just really cool stuff.
You get to do the sightseeing and you get to see like the areas in Mexico people don't usually get to see. Like a roller coaster that just doesn't stop in a good way. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's not like anything I've ever done on vacation before.
The Baja Raptor Run has been just, driving these crazy trails as comfortably and as hard as you can through Baja, and you get to see all this beautiful scenery. It's more about where you're driving rather than how fast you're going or what you're doing, and it's been an adventure.
So you're down here with like-minded automotive enthusiasts. There are Raptors, there's a Dodge TRX, there's a Ford Bronco, but really just a bunch of like-minded enthusiasts who are interested in coming down here and actually using their vehicles for what they were built for.
Taking a trip down the peninsula, seeing some beautiful scenery, driving our toys and having some fun with them. So we're having a good time.
It's of course about driving your truck in Baja, Mexico. But on the other hand, it's much more than that. It's about learning the people, the group you're driving with, learning about the culture in Baja, having excellent food, all of the above.
It's your vehicle to get there, so you find out this experience that's down here and you learn the culture and you see the history that is beautiful. And most people don't know it. It's just a phenomenal culture I love down here.
Welcome guys, we are on the 2024 Baja Rayo 1 Trip 1. We're going all the way to San Ignacio and back. We're gonna go pet some whales in Guerrero Negro, do some awesome dirt. Today we're fixed to go get on the Diablo dry lake bed outside of San Felipe. 13 trucks, 11 new customers. This is the first. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of new faces. It's good to meet all the new people and we're gonna have a good time.
My name is Ali Buttar. I'm from North Carolina and this is my first time in Baja. It's a great experience. I always wanted to be off-roading in the Baja Desert and I'm loving it. So we came all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina, which is more than 2,000 miles, and here we are in the Mexican desert.
So last year we attended the 2023 Texas Raptor Run and were able to win one of the raffle prizes for the trip. So that's what brings us here today. Prior to that, I'd seen all of the videos on YouTube, and a couple years ago was in the market for a truck and stumbled across Trey and what his team does here with Texas Raptor Run, and led to me getting a first-gen Raptor, and then now we're here today.
It's definitely an experience. I've loved everything about just being down in Baja. I mean, the scenery is incredible. It's different, so much different than you get back at home. You can just see how different it is down here, but it feels like such a community, it's always a gathering of people. It feels really nice.
This trip is definitely composed of people from all walks of life. You got a guy like me who's been wanting to come for 7 to 10 years. I'm very fortunate to be able to do that now. You've got other people that are coming from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different businessmen, but also people come with families. And so I think that this trip is really composed of a great group of folks who have come together for the adventure of a lifetime.
The community of folks are welcoming to people who have less experience, like me, and obviously Trey and his staff. Really easygoing, and kind of bring everyone along, with them. And I don't know, for me, it's been fun to see whether it's been married couples or it's been parents and their children. It's been neat to see all the different types of folks who can come out and enjoy it.
You know, after seeing the dry lake beds on video and then actually doing it, I really didn't think that would be as much fun as it truly was. We had an amazing time, just wide open, as hard as you could go, 112 miles an hour, just incredible. Go!
So I've done a lot of trips in like California, Nevada, you know, New Mexico, Colorado, but actually being able to use a Raptor for what it was built for here is like next level. We hit 102 on the lake bed. We were able to do it in a safe manner. And that's what I think you're really paying for when you come down here, is you're able to do all these different things you've always wanted to do in a much more controlled environment. And you have the space and the experience necessary to pull it off.
Second day, we're on the dry lake bed. You know, people are opening it up. It looks just kind of open, and you know, just a little serene moment. And I like to make memories, and so I had to kind of put my own little personal stamp on a situation so I can remember it good, and that's what that was about.
Yeah, I mean, I've been over 100 in my truck before, but never off-road. So it was fun, and just to be kind of wide open and flat, whether you know it was behind the wheel or watching the other cars just kind of streak across, you know, the riverbed, and you know all the trails in between have been a good time.
We had a lot of fun at the dry lake bed, just, you know, hammering it down the lake bed, go as fast as the truck goes. Of course, it was also great to compete with the other guys, see who's fastest, but at the end of the day, everybody is fast.
Yes, we're competing, but in a safe manner. So it's not like, okay, let's see who's first, who has the fastest truck. It's all about the bonding experience.
Oh man, I hit 113 miles an hour and we were racing the TRX, which beat us, but we tried. We worked our ass on the Baja mode.
And as the only TRX, we felt obligated to race every Raptor here and won. And now I'm out of gas, so that's pretty cool.
That was intense. This was money well worth it.
Yeah, a couple times we veer off this way. I'm just like, oh! He goes, oh boy.
That was too sick. Let me tell you what, dude.
There's that like fun back and forth between the Raptor guys. The Raptor's better, and I got no backup, just me and the TRX. And no one cares what you drive here as long as you're here to have a good time. It's just all good fun. But the TRX is faster.
I would say I've done a lot of different trips in the Raptor besides Baja. If you have a Raptor, I would definitely come out and test it out here, try it out here, at least go once and see, and you'll probably come back.
I'm amazed at what the truck does when you flip it to Baja mode. It's like it just kind of sits down and takes charge. You can just go as hard as you want to go, or as easy as you want to go too.
There's moments of terror in the passenger seat that you don't get in the driver's seat. When Keith would make the tires sing on some of the turns, I was terrified. When I was making the tires sing, I felt fine, and Keith looked like he thought he was gonna die. I mean, that's just how it went.
Kirk thinks that I drive too fast, you know, I understand it's his truck. You know what I mean? He gets a little scared, he's pretty easily scared. But you know, other people do that too, and so you know, we heard Ollie went off-road a couple times today. He wasn't the only one. The TRX went off-road.
This turn just comes up all of a sudden, so we went over it, and then I mean, there was no ditch or anything, knock on wood, and then we jumped around, boom, boom. We got lucky. Let's go. And we were trying to be careful, and another like turn comes, and then we're off again.
And I do think that those create memories. You know, we don't ever want anyone to get hurt, you know, but it does, you know, it's the drivers ultimately that make that determination. And it's possible to be safe and it's possible to be unsafe, but that's anywhere. But I do think it's always fun to hear close encounters make memories.
Don't record this.
My co-driver Chris, he's the life of the party. Well, him and I are kind of polar opposites. I'm like the serious, quiet guy, and he's super loud and goofy. When we were going through some of the desert yesterday, he kept pushing me to go faster and faster, it was fun. We went fast. He's been good at calling things out that he sees that I don't see. So, you know, I think it's definitely like doing this with whoever you bring down here. It's a unique experience, and you get closer, and it's a ton of fun. and you learn stuff about each other. I mean, it's just different. Being in Baja is like an experience in itself, and then when you do this, it elevates it to the next level.
Everybody on this trip, except for me and Malcolm, are brand new. They've never done a Baja trip. So it's really cool to see Malcolm, because I haven't seen him in a while, and come out on this trip, and then also to meet a whole new group of people. I mean, we have a little bit more trucks than Trey generally allows, but I begged him, please let me go, because this is what worked for my schedule. So I begged him to let me go, and he let me come in on the trip, I guess probably since I'd run some trips before. We're already building camaraderie, and everybody's starting to gel and sync together, and it's really becoming a lot of fun.
So I learned a lot from people that've been on this previous times, and it's a learning experience. I get to know my vehicle, I get to know my limits, and overall, great experience with everyone. The guys that came before me, they have the knowledge, so I just listen to them, listen to their advice, and just try to follow as close as possible to what they tell me to do and not to do.
You don't have to like race your truck and break your truck. You can come here and you can have fun and drive quick and be safe. I mean, it's a really good way to figure out like what your truck's capable of and what you're capable of. Like I found out my truck's more capable than me. I'm not a good enough driver to outdrive the truck yet. Everyone's down here having fun and trying to get better at what they do. So it's been great. Like you don't feel like the slow guy or like you're holding anyone up. Everyone's just here to have a good time and supporting each other.
Most of them have never been that fast in their lives. So most everybody just really had a great time. And we loved watching them grow and see what their Raptors can do. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And this whole week, that is what Trey and Hudson and Andrew have done. They've let people realize what these Raptors can do. Because most of these people are new down here. We figured that out talking with everyone. And they didn't know. And so everybody's talking going, well, how did you do this in the Raptor? And they're learning from each other, and it's fun.
The faster you drive, the easier it is to make those mistakes and overcorrect. And so you drive where you're comfortable. If you're comfortable driving that fast and you can handle it, then go for it. But if you want to hang back, there's room to hang back too, and everybody will all kind of gather up and wait, and you never feel like you're holding anybody up, because by the time you get there, it's a big party. Everybody's hanging out, and so yeah, it's really important to just drive what you're comfortable with.
There's all kinds of other things that Baja Raptor Runs does down here that are not just going through the desert at 100 miles an hour. It's pretty special.
We're here in Guerrero Negro trying to see the gray whales in Ojo de Liebre Lagoon. These whales travel all the way from Alaska down to the lagoons to mate and have their babies. And we're going to see if we don't have some luck right now and go see some whales. Maybe we'll get to touch them if we're really lucky.
We are down outside of Guerrero Negro at Laguna Ojo Libre, I think. And we're going to go out and try to find some gray whales, maybe pet some.
It's a big animal. Look at that fin.
There, it's right there. Oh yeah. Woo.
I've never experienced anything like that. I was able to reach over and pet a whale, and it shows you its belly, it wants some more rubs, and it's softer than you think. It was a really good experience.
It was simply awesome. I've never did that before. It was great. Really, the whales came to the boat. You have been able to touch them. It was fantastic. These are huge animals, and to get really so close to them was great.
The whale watching tour was a change of pace, which made it even better. Give us a chance to relax, just go and play with the whales. It was awesome. I got to touch the whales, so another check the box.
So I was like, all right, I'm on the boat, I'm ready to go. This is great. But I didn't understand how fantastic that was gonna be. And the whales coming up, pushing our boat because they're rubbing their backs on the boat and everything. And I'm so glad that they put that experience into this, because it was magical.
leading up to the event, that was the hardest part, right? You know, we try and, I've sent the link to some of Trey's videos to try and give the best explanation that you can, but, overall, I still was a little, not sure what to expect. Everything that I've seen just looks, fantastic, and it really has been so far just an amazing experience seeing the different culture, the different, environments, the terrain changes, just overall it's been an amazing experience, and trying to explain that, even taking pictures, it just doesn't do it justice. We've, take a picture and look at it, and it's nothing like what's in front of you, so it's just something you've got to come down here and experience.
We're fixing to go hike up to the cave paintings just north of El Arco. It's a little bit of a hike, but it's worth it. They're incredible, really tall.
Pictures and videos can't quite describe, what we're doing here. It's hard to put it into words without actually being here and experiencing it, and it's a lot of fun.
You see a cave that's been there for tens of thousands of years with paintings that very few people have honestly seen, and it's well worth the trip.
They asked the locals, like, hey, how old are these paintings, or who did these? And the local said, we don't know, they've been here since before we can tell you. So then they carbon dated, I don't think it was in this cave, but a similar cave that has the same painting style and everything. They carbon dated like campfire soot, and it was like 12,000 years old.
I will say it's a heck of a walk up there, but I had the wrong shoes on. But getting up there and I'm looking at it going, okay, so is that like a God feature for them? And you see the people around. So you start analyzing and looking, and then you're like thinking about it, going, well, up here though, you're out of the rain, you're out of this. And it's just, you can't imagine what it's like until you're actually up in there. You see it on the YouTube once again, but really being up in there and then looking out and going, wow, you're just, once you get a little piece of history that you would never get unless you come down and do it.
You won't see this anywhere else.
No.
I mean, there's stuff there that is just, it really makes you think.
I think coming on a trip like this, it's nice for a lot of reasons. One, the nice places to go, but you've also got support, right? So if something goes wrong as you're moving quick across the desert, you've got people to be able to help bail you out and take care of you, which is nice to be able to have that peace of mind.
With the Texas Raptor Run group, they keep you all together. There's always somebody kind of following up from behind, and then of course Trey's up leading the group. So if there's any kind of issue, any kind of problem, they can get back to you quickly and help you address it. And I had some issues with the sensor, and we got that fixed and handled, and it's back up and running and everything's good.
So we had a factory water line come loose, which is pretty strange. So we dumped all of the water I had in this truck into it, put the water line back on, dumped the water back in. Second job was we had a piss poor install on some aftermarket parts, which unfortunately had the wires for the rear ABS sensors routed in between the bump stop and the bump stop strike pad. So if you know anything about bump stops and the strike pad in which they hit, it's not ideal.
First day in, one of my hoses came off, and Hudson, great mechanic, nothing but props to that guy. He did an awesome job. He showed me what the issue was, so now if that happens again, I know exactly what to look for. Big props to Hudson and the whole crew.
So Rose is my co-driver in our off-road racing time that we've done, our career, whatever you want to say it.
We had this discussion a little while ago. I get on the radio and I'm like 1969 because that's our race number. We're marking here, we're doing that. And I've noticed over the last 4 days, like today, it was all women talking. So I think they finally felt comfortable going, hey, there's another woman that can do this, and oh, that's really good. I can do it too. So that's the fun part for me.
Dustin Carina, Colorado on 6.
99% of every call out was all the wives and girlfriends and daughters, and it was really great to see. I was very happy to see that.
My wife, Kristen, she's not a be scared guy. She's the one that pushes me and pushes me and pushes me further and faster, so we have fun together. It's awesome.
I wouldn't say there's been a part yet that's been scary. You know, every now and then we'll take something a little, you know, makes you grip your handles, but no, everything's been really fun. It's really enjoyable to ride. I definitely don't want to be the driver. I think all the girls have gotten along really well together, and once you're here, you're family, and so it feels that way. It feels like you're family on the trail, and everybody's been getting along really well. It's a lot of fun.
It's been about 3.5 years since I did those trips. And the cool thing about this run is we're going to some of the same towns I've been to, and actually I have not been to a couple of the towns. So it's a new experience. Going to see the whales was a whole different experience. I've never done anything like that. So they're always adding to the trip. They're modifying and changing it to make different routes, new areas, new places to see. So it always keeps it interesting. That's why I keep coming back.
So Trey and his team really have it dialed in. You know, you get to your destination and dinner's ready. You know, you sit down and eat and just enjoy the camaraderie with the rest of the team. And there's no worries. You know, you're here fully trusting Trey and his team to deliver, and they go above and beyond to make sure that everything is 100%.
I really like the format that Trey and the crew have utilized out here. I think if we had a complete, you know, by list, by location, you know, it really would take away a lot of the surprise and just the, quite honestly, just being amazed at every stop that we have. And so I'm actually glad that it's run this way, because again, you know, if we had this a month out and we do all our research, you know, you come down here and it's like, oh, well, it's just like I watched the video, and that's not as special. So really, really love the format and the way that they're running things down here.
I encourage anyone that's been thinking about it to actually make it happen. I waited for years to do it, and then I finally did it, and the only regret I have is not doing it sooner. There's nothing that's gonna replicate it. Like, I used to watch the YouTube videos from everyone down here, and that's how I got interested, but until you're actually down here, and it's not the same. I mean, we've done all sorts of stuff, from being in the mountains to the desert to being at the beach to, you know, like last night we were eating ice cream in front of the mission.
It's very difficult to say what was my favorite part so far, because everything is great. It's about the off-roading. You will never find these places if you don't have a guide. I think the entire trip is my favorite. I can't really say what's best so far, because everything is good.
It wasn't hard for me to make the decision, honestly. A buddy of mine showed me the videos to begin with. We talked about it literally 2 nights, and I pulled the trigger. I was ready to go. I was hooked. One thing for sure, we will be back.
The videos, they give you a glimpse of what actually goes on
Such
here.
a small portion.
It's a really small portion. To be here and see it for yourself makes everything worthwhile. YouTube is fantastic for the teasers, but it's nothing for the reality. You have to be here to experience and do it.